Hey people, it's Tuesday, May the 4th, and it is 1:16 in the afternoon. And it is 8 degrees Celsius, and it is very rainy and foggy. And I'm here at the foot of Parliament Street, just where it crosses Lakeshore Boulevard. I'm walking underneath the Gardner Expressway. And I'm going to walk along the East Bayfront. Thank you. You can see how foggy it is. And the rain is sort of just like a constant drizzle. Not so much big raindrops, but just small drizzly drops, but it's pretty dense. I would definitely get pretty soaked if I didn't have an umbrella. So I'll be walking here along Quay East through the East Bayfront area. This area is constantly changing and evolving with new developments. So I thought I'd take a walk just to see what's new since the last time I came through here. If it was still winter, I think, last time I walked through this area. The only drawback of all this fog is you can't see the skyline, which normally you have awesome views of the skyline from here, but we'll just try to appreciate the fogginess. Give it a bit of that old-timey 19th century London feel to it, or present day San Francisco if that's more your fancy. Toronto does get fog fairly often. I mean, it's not known as a foggy city, but it's not like we don't get fog every now and then. Look at this giant pit here for a new development. That's a huge pit. So this was a underutilized area of the waterfront for a long time. After various old industry that used to occupy this area kind of shut down and moved on, we just kind of left it with a lot of unused land and old rundown looking buildings such as these. But all that's being replaced lot by lot by these new residential developments, as well as some new office developments and educational facilities for George Brown College. And there are plans in the long run to extend the streetcar line along Quay East here. And there are some fairly massive towers that will be going up just ahead here. Of course, further up at Yonge Street, there's the new development for 1 Yonge with the Sky Tower, which will be a super tall condominium over 300 meters, 312 meters, I think, and 95 stories. But just up ahead here, there's another development that will also feature a couple of buildings that are just under 300 meters, I think 299 meters, which is basically a super tall. 300 is a super tall. So 1 mere meter shy. Here's Sherbourne Common, here at the foot of Lower Sherbourne Street. Got some massive puddles here. On my walk down here to begin the video, I almost got splashed a couple of times, and now I'm keeping my eyes peeled for oncoming cars. They just like to rip through those puddles at high rates of speed, and I think they enjoy it when people get splashed. I think they have a little chuckle to themselves in their car. So here's part of the George Brown campus. This is the Queens Quay campus here. The main campus is on King Street East. See a rendering showing the new streetcar line, although it'll be quite a while before that actually becomes a reality. This is the Waterfront Innovation Center site. It's just one construction site after another here. And then we have a look out into Lake Ontario, the Toronto Islands just off in the distance there. And this is Sugar Beach with all those umbrellas. This is just a man-made beach named after the sugar refinery right here, the Redpath Sugar Refinery. This is one of the last industrial operations along the waterfront here that is still going. And there you can see another tower under construction there. I think that one will rise to something like 70 stories, if I'm not mistaken, with another tower beside it. It'll be slightly shorter. Yes, looking up Jarvis Street here from Lower Jarvis. And there's the Waterfront Innovation Center again. And here we have what looks like a pod of humpback whales and a few dolphins. Of course, you're not going to see any whales in Lake Ontario. They do sometimes come down into the St. Lawrence River, though, from the Atlantic Ocean, and they kind of get lost. I gotta get some waterproof shoes. I can feel the water seeping in to the bottom of my Converse All-Stars. It's always a lovely feeling when you're walking around with wet socks. And here's the new head office for the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, otherwise known as the LCBO. And there you can see their old facility here. I imagine a new LCBO store will probably go in the base of this building, replacing this one here, which will probably be redeveloped. And you can see the bottom 2/3 of the financial district office towers, the top third lost in the fog. I think that looks pretty cool. This building is a bit bland, if you ask me. It's just sort of like a glass rectangle. There's not much more to it. There's a new condo building that is pretty visually interesting, at least. Even if it is another blue glass condo. And these ones aren't so bad either. I kind of like that little sky bridge thing. There's units up in there. I imagine they cost more than the units in the regular sections of the building. And there we have phase 1 of the One Yonge development. That will be a 65-story building, clocking in at 216 meters. And there's a huge pit currently being dug beside it, which will be the site of the 95-story Sky Tower. I think they're just about finished digging the pit, and I imagine a crane will be erected soon. And that is the Toronto Star building. That is also part of the One Yonge development, and it will be altered. It will be reclad, and additional floors will be added on top. So it will kind of lose its brutalist look and become just another glassy building here on the waterfront, which I think is kind of a bummer, because it does sort of stand out now. Even if it's not a very attractive building, I think time has proven it to be kind of unique in its own way. At least for this part of the city, anyway. Alright, so we've reached Yonge Street, so that's the end of the East Bayfront. Queens Quay continues west here to the Harbourfront neighborhood. I've done a number of walks through this neighborhood, both regular recorded videos and a live stream. So I think I'll head north here on Yonge Street. We'll check out this giant pit where the my God, that's it's noisy as hell. We'll check out the pit where the Sky Tower condominium will rise. Whoa, it's got a sudden gust of wind here. It's because I'm walking between two tall buildings right now. Here you can see the development notice for the Toronto Star building, where you can see the original building here as it stands right now, and then the addition they will build on top. I think that Toronto Star building is over 50 years old now, or it's around 50 years old. And here we have the giant pit for the Sky Tower. I think they might have hit bottom here on this side. There's a new CIBC Square office tower, lost in the fog. Here's another look at phase one. I think that building is called the Prestige, which was also a pretty cool movie. Alright, just passing underneath the Gardiner Expressway. There's a good place not to stand. Just looking down Lakeshore Boulevard. There's something just really awesome about seeing the tops of these skyscrapers lost in the fog, you know? now we're walking underneath the rail corridor. Looking east down the Esplanade. And there we can see the site of the second phase of CIBC Square. This newly erected crane. It'll be fun to watch this tower go up. And that was the location of the old Go bus terminal. And they wasted no time in demolishing that and getting underway with phase 2. As soon as the new Go bus terminal opened up at the base of CIBC Square. Alright, now we're crossing Front Street. So I'll walk up Yonge maybe as far as Queen or Shuter, and then I think I'll call it a video. And I've always wanted to point this out, I keep forgetting, but novelist Charles Dickens stayed at a home on this site in May 1842 during his first tour of North America. Now that we're closer, you can see the tops of the buildings. To look down Wellington Street and the foggy top of CIBC Square. Sorry. We have Leonard Cohen. Let's put on a stamp. Legendary Canadian. Here at King Street. Let's walk through the Adelaide Courtyard. You can walk right through to Victoria Street. And back down to King Street. I always thought this was a really cool spot here. I remember the first time I discovered this, I was pretty awestruck. I was like, what? How did I not know this was here? And now we're coming out onto Adelaide Street here, but I'm going to go back to Yonge Street. That's one of my favorite old buildings downtown. You don't have to be big to make an impact, and I think that building really stands out. And this one is awesome also. trying to catch as many of these skyscrapers with the tops covered in fog as I can. You know, get some good screenshots and maybe a thumbnail. Crossing Richmond Street. Here we are at Queen Street. I hope a really interesting tenant goes in this retail space here at the bottom of Massey Tower. It looks like it has to be something a little different, just based on the design and layout of the space. I don't foresee like a Starbucks or a Rexall going in there, or a bank. Crossing Shuter Street. Oh, what the heck, we're so close to Dundas, I might as well go up and end the video there. I'll get a good shot of the Aura Tower with the top all shrouded in fog. So, okay, here we are at a deserted Dundas Square here. And this is where I'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the walk through the rain and fog along the East Bayfront. And then up Yonge Street here to Yonge-Dundas, where I've ended many a video. But hey, you know, it's kind of hard not to be drawn to this location. Some people avoid it like the plague, but I actually like it. I like Yonge-Dundas. There, I said it. Alright, so if you enjoyed this, by all means subscribe and like and share and comment below. And tell your friends and your family. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in the description where you can do so via PayPal. And you can find me on Instagram under K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.